Right, but do you want the
Bam.
person who wrote Bohemian Rhapsody being unleashed on another rock biopic?
Some new news for you. Rogue Squadron, the long-awaited, much-troubled Rogue Squadron, is now officially not happening. Which is, we kind of knew that was the case. Patty Jenkins was going to direct it,
Right.
and production had been delayed, and there were scheduling conflicts. And now, just in the last couple of days, Disney has taken it off of its schedule entirely. It was supposed to have come out in December of next year, and now that is not going to happen at all. But remember, she did that quick little teaser where she was like rollerblading on like an airstrip, and she's talking about how personal this was for her because her father was a fighter pilot and she wanted to make the most kick-ass fighter pilot movie ever made. It was this whole like long single take where she's like taking off her rollerblades and getting into a jump fly suit and like heading off to a plane. So it's a bummer. I would have enjoyed seeing her take on that.
Me too. I was kind of looking forward to that one, but like movies happen and don't happen for a million different reasons and in the weirdest ways. It's not like, say over what's happening over a Warner Brothers Discovery, where like it all just seems to be a big giant question mark. If anything is going to ever get made, that isn't more like house flipping or whatever,
And I do like house flipping, but I like other things too.
No shade on house flipping, but like man does not alone,
How much house flipping? How many houses are left? They will all have been flipped by this point.
They've all flipped.
It's all done. And a couple of little Disney scheduling things. We now know that the live action Snow White with Rachel Zegler is going to be out in March of 2024. We have Inside Out 2 scheduled for June of 2024, and then Barry Jenkins' Lion King, is it a sequel? Mufasa? Prequel. I apologize. Yes, it's a prequel. That is July of 24. So they have things planned that don't include Rogue Squadron. But then Patty Jenkins is busy with whatever the third Wonder Woman movie is that she was going to do with Gal Gadot, right? Isn't that what's happening there?
I would imagine that seems to be inevitable. Yeah.
Yes. So let's stay in Disney for a second or two, because you and I on Tuesday touched on the fact that the Little Mermaid trailer had come out.
Yes.
But we didn't really go deep at all into the reaction there has been to this. And there has been just this outcry, all of which has got to be just straight up fucking racism,
Yeah, it's super trolling. I love the whole like, oh no, it's science. Oh, of mermaids? Tell me more, please, about what so there have been some great Twitter drags. I love the one about like, look, if her skin isn't translucent and her voice the sound of like an ululating siren, then I'm sorry, that's just not factual.
We are mermaid purists here.
Yes,
if nothing else.
With clear vestigial eyes,
Yeah, no, and so you have a beautiful young actress of color, Halle Berry, and she's so lovely, has a fantastic voice, and like, how do you look at that face and she's so radiant and not just feel like this could be cool? And how exciting for little girls to be able to see themselves up there like that,
Well, exactly. And, I also love the meme that's been going around. That's the like, let's look back on what Hollywood thought was appropriate racial casting, and it's like, John Wayne as Genghis Khan, or Katharine Hepburn in Dragonseed, or Mickey Rooney and, in Breakfast at Tiffany's, or like a gajillion examples of blackface. It's like, this is the hill you're going to die on because she doesn't look like the Disney cartoon version, because you don't give a shit about the Hans Christian Andersen version. Let's get real. You want her to look like the Disney cartoon version, and she doesn't. Boo fucking who.
And the Disney version looks like Alyssa Milano. Like, that's whose eyes her eyes are based on when they drew her, right? Wasn't it Alyssa Milano?
I don't know. This is a factoid I was not aware of.
The trailer is also out for the Whitney Houston biopic, I Want to Dance with Somebody, which has been stuck in my head ever since, and I needed to get out.
The boy, I know, he's the one I dream of.
What's your name again?
Whitney Elizabeth Houston.
That is directed by Casey Lemons,
which I'm very excited about. Although the poster boasts from the writer of Bohemian Rhapsody, like that's a selling point.
I mean, that's just the formula, right? You take one of the best known song titles from whoever the movie is about, and make that the movie title. And then
right, but do you want the person who wrote Bohemian Rhapsody being unleashed on another rock biopic?
Yeah. Well, also, and Clive Davis is one of the producers on it. So
well, duh. I mean,
so we'll have to talk about that.
Well, we will.
when that comes out. And then we have, because nothing is new, because we must just recycle all of our culture, there is a Butch and Sundance series coming to Amazon, but it's going to star Regé-Jean Page and Glenn Powell. So I don't hate that.
Yeah, although it's that casting, like, look, maybe they had an amazing chemistry read and they're going to blow us away. But just look at when I saw the headline, I thought, this smacks of get me that hot guy and that other hot guy. Like they're both super attractive and they're both they're coming off of these big projects. Like, Regé-Jean Page, obviously big star making turn in the first season of Bridgerton. Glenn Powell everybody was talking about after Top Gun Maverick. And so it's like when Burt Reynolds and Goldie Hawn made a movie together only because they had each been the #1 box office draw, male and female, of the previous year, and not because, we need to get these two together. And that movie's okay, but like, I don't know. This seems like a spreadsheet, but I hope to be proven wrong. I hope that they actually have some spark. We'll see.
Well, look at like the Red Notice movies, right? That's sort of the same formula. Like,
yeah,
let's
that's
get
the algorithm
this tough
gone
guy.
wild.
Let's get this snarky person. Let's get this beautiful woman who can also kick ass.
Sure. Yeah.
And put them all together and it'll be awesome, right?
And Skynet has become self-aware.
We knew it was going to happen. There's more lack of creativity with a Blade Runner 2049 series coming to Amazon, but it's going to be set 50 years later. So are they going to call it Blade Runner 2099?
One would hope. I was not dying to see Blade Runner 2049 and was very pleasantly surprised that they actually did interesting stuff in that movie and made a film that could stand on its own. So if Ridley Scott thinks he's got enough other stories to tell in this universe, okay, why not? I'll go in with an open mind.
Yeah, well, that's really nice of you, Alonso. I appreciate that.
But you're right. Enough with the IP already.
There's a lot in our many discussions of the Emmys and the many, many wins of the Emmys. We were remiss. I was remiss. Yes. Totally forgot to mention the historic wins of Squid Game, which I have to admit, I've still never seen.
I haven't either. And because really the last 2 years did not have me running towards dystopian fiction. I needed all the topian I could get, frankly. So I'm going to get to it. I hear it's great, but it just felt like, do I want to live in this world right now? I don't know that I do.
Well, apparently it's spectacular because it won a bunch of stuff, including directing and production design and best actor for Lee Jung-jae, which is a big deal. Like it's never happened before.
Foreign language role performance at the Emmys. Yeah, I think this is, I don't even know if there have been nominees, frankly, but yeah, this for a win, that was a huge, huge deal.
And a first Asian actor, right? Winning best actor in a drama. Is that not one of them too?
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm still getting over the fact that, that we talked about the Cheryl Lee Ralph is the second Black woman ever to win, supporting comedy actress,
Yes. So that's all good. So maybe we can like dip a toe into Squid Game. Is Squid Game a thing that we can dip a toe into? You guys, let us know if you've seen it. Like, can I just watch an episode and see what happens to me?
I suspect it's all or nothing, but I could be wrong. Tell us in the comments.
There you go. And, along those lines, we're talking about Handmaid's Tale later on, which you're either in or you're not. So
yeah. Okay. I had already signed on to that dystopia before the pandemic happened. So I was kind of committed at that point.
We keep trying to leave Gilead. We keep crossing the border back in.
Yeah, exactly.
One little bit of fun. The trailer is out for the Netflix series of the Odd Ones Out. It's called Oddballs.
James with the nicest person trophy.
This means so much to me. But I thought you said trophies were really bad. Forget everything I said, Max. Trophies are great.
If you have kids in your house, if you have tweens in your house, I'm sure they know about the Odd Ones Out, a huge YouTube show, YouTube channel. Look how old I sound. The program here on the YouTubes that the kids like today. Anyway, the trailer's out for Oddballs. It looks kind of light and fun and silly, so check it out.